Hey everyone, before we get started, I have something a little special for the review. I was given an extra Steam code for Dino Party to give away to one of you, so make sure you stick around until the end of the video because I'll tell you how you can enter for a chance to win the code. Now, with that out of the way, let's get Dino Party started. Dino Party is a multiplayer party brawler developed and published by Studio Network and released on Steam on August 14th, 2026. The game supports 2 to 4 players locally or online and combines traditional party game minigames with combat, physics, environmental destruction, and of course, dinosaurs beating the hell out of each other. There are 15 different minigames spread across more than 35 maps, with objectives ranging from scoring goals and stealing stars to dodging hazards and simply trying to survive while everyone around you is doing their best to ruin your day. And honestly, the last part might be the most important feature. Dino Party comes from Studio Network, an independent studio founded by Flo and Phil, 2 developers with a shared love of dinosaur video games. The idea for Dino Party originally came together while the 2 were studying game design at HTW Berlin. What they originally envisioned as roughly a 1-year project eventually turned into a nearly 5 years of experimenting, learning, changing ideas, and refining the gameplay while working on the game during their spare time between their regular day jobs. Eventually, that project became Dino Party. And knowing that this was essentially a passion project built by 2 people over several years makes what they were able to put together even more impressive. Dino Party doesn't beat around the bush or try to hide what it's all about. It's literally a Dino Party. You can play solo or have up to 3 players with you, competing in mini-games across more than 35 different maps. If you're playing by yourself, you can host an online game, jump into a quick play when joining a random game, or use a room code to join someone else's game session. If you're playing online with friends, you can simply create a room and share the room code. Local multiplayer is just as easy. You need controllers for additional players, although you can use a keyboard and mouse, and joining the game is basically just hitting a button. There's no complicated setup. Get your controller, grab your friend, and start beating the crap out of each other with dinosaurs. To help keep your character unique, you can have up to 3 saved dino setups. Each one can be named whatever you want, and there's actually a pretty impressive amount of customization available. You can customize your dino's skin, head, each individual arm, tail, hat, tongue, eyes, nose, and even give them a backpack. Some customization options are unlocked immediately, while others are earned simply by playing the game. None of these items give you any additional abilities or advantages. They're purely cosmetic, which I actually like. You're not picking something up because it gives you better stats. You're picking it because you want your dinosaur to look completely ridiculous while punching somebody else's dinosaur in the face. Unfortunately, there's one weird limitation. There are only 3 saved dino setups despite the game supporting 4 players locally. So if you're playing 4-player couch co-op, somebody's going to have to double up on one of the saved layouts. Now personally, I would probably create one for jumping into this game solo, one for when I'm hosting, and then one completely random dino. When you start a minigame, you'll play through 6 minigames, collecting coins depending on where you finish each round. These coins aren't currency that you're earning to spend later. They're essentially your score for the set of the game. They're essentially your score for the set of games and determines where everyone finishes once all minigames are completed. Each minigame has its own rules and objective. You can be capturing a flag, avoiding mines, attacking the king, or dealing with a completely different objective. But there's one rule that stays consistent throughout the whole Dino Party. There aren't any rules. Even when there's an objective, nothing's stopping you from completely ignoring it for a few seconds to ruin somebody else's day. You can hit other players, perform a charge attack, or unleash a ground pound that temporarily immobilizes anyone fortunate enough to be underneath you. Every game also has a timer, although depending on the objectives, the round can end before the timer even reaches 0. So, while you're technically supposed to be concentrating on winning the minigame, there's always a temptation to forget about the objective and just start throwing hands. Or claws. Tiny T-Rex arms. Whatever you want to call them. The biggest hurdle Dino Party is facing at the moment isn't necessarily something wrong with the game itself. It's that the game is still very new. Before launch, I was part of the game's Discord community, but unfortunately there weren't many people posting room codes during the times I was available to play. Because of that, I ended up experiencing a lot of the gameplay essentially playing against myself, using a keyboard and mouse for one character and controller for the other. And I'm happy to announce, I absolutely destroyed myself. 1L6 games. Take that, me. Obviously, that's not the ideal way to experience a multiplayer game, but it did give me enough time with different mechanics and minigames to get a good sense of what the Dino Party is trying to accomplish. And I found the minigames genuinely enjoyable. This is definitely a game that's going to live or die based on having other people around to play with. The mechanics are there, but the real fun is going to come from the chaos created by 4 actual people desperately trying to screw each other over. Each stage fits on a single screen and uses an angled top-down perspective with a stationary camera. The maps aren't difficult to navigate, and the objective is generally pretty straightforward, which is important for this type of party game. You don't want to spend half the run explaining to someone what they're supposed to be doing. The entire presentation also makes these ridiculous dinosaur competitions feel like they're part of something massively important sporting event in the world. One area disappears and another one quickly takes its place, keeping everything moving without making you sit around waiting forever between games. It's quick, colorful, and chaotic. Exactly what you want from something called Dino Party. Dino Party has a lot of potential, especially because of the number of maps available. With more than 35 maps, the chances of consistently playing the exact same stage back to back is pretty low. But I also think that this is the kind of game where the players themselves can make it even better. You can create your own teams, designate someone as a sniper, whose only job is to attack everyone else, have one person completely ignore the objective and become the designated agent of chaos. And couch co-op opens up more possibilities because you can start creating your own house rules. Maybe when somebody captures a flag, they have to jump onto all 4 platforms around the center jump pad before they're allowed to bring back the flag to their side. Or turn to a consequence video, break one of the group's house rules, and you have to do a dare. The game gives you the playground, but you can decide how ridiculous you want the playground to become. And I'm pretty sure you guys can come up with much better ideas than the ones I came up with. Dino Party is one of those games I really want to experience with a full group of people. The minigames are fun, the controls are simple enough for almost anyone to pick up, there's plenty of customization, and the ability to attack other players regardless of what the actual objective is adds exactly the kind of chaos the party needs. My biggest concern right now is simply finding people to play with. But, remember the Steam key I mentioned in the beginning? Studio Network provided me an additional Steam key for Dino Party to give away, and I want you to have it. Jump into the comments below and tell me why you want to play Dino Party. That's it. I'll go through the comments and pick my favorite response, and the winner will receive a Steam code for the game. And yes, if you win, there's a very real possibility that you're going to get dragged into a game with me. So choose your words carefully. That's going to do it for my look at Dino Party. If you're looking for a chaotic couch or online multiplayer game where completing the objective is only slightly more important than punching your friends into oblivion, Dino Party might be worth checking out. A big thank you to Studio Network for providing the review key and additional Steam key for giveaway. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, sub to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you think about the game. And don't forget, if you want that free Steam key, tell me why you want to play. Good luck to everyone who enters.